Okay, good evening. My name is Christian Kinkombe. I am the managing partner of 4P Group and I'm a correspondent for Impact Entrepreneur magazine. I'm sitting here at the beautiful Nairobi in Kenya. The Africa Impact Summit has just closed and I'm here with Grace. So can you please introduce yourself, which organization you're working for?
Absolutely. My name is Grace Wachori and I work with the ASPEN network of development entrepreneurs, the regional head for the East Africa chapter.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about who you are and what are you doing here in East Africa?
Absolutely. So we are a network of organizations that support small and growing businesses.
Mm-hmm.
We believe that through our members who deliver financial, educational, and capacity building for these small and growing businesses, that we are able to really contribute to economic growth, create jobs, alleviate communities out of poverty in the global south.
Mm-hmm.
And so we bring international resources to the local chapters where we are at. We are about 8 chapters across the world.
How many?
Eight chapters across the world.
Okay.
And we are program of the ASPEN Institute in DC.
Okay. And if you could highlight what has been the traction of ANDE on the African continent in the last few years, something you want to highlight?
Absolutely. ANDE right now is about 15 years old, with the East Africa chapter being about 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
We have grown to a point where we have about 230 members globally, and we are able to impact at least 200,000 entrepreneurs yearly through our networking activities, through our programs, where we are not just delivering capacity building, but also granting facilities to make sure that investments are able to trickle down to the grassroots. And we're also able to do quite a bit of research in educating this value chain of intermediary support about the markets we're in.
Yeah, I had the privilege of being at your parallel session earlier today. It was great.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what actually brought you to the Africa Summit in addition to being one of the organizers of the sessions?
Yes, so we have a key focus when it comes to the policy and advocacy work that we do. But we want to be able to increase investments into the global south, right? So how do we do this? And because ANDE is not just about commercial sense, but also impact, so social and environmental impact. And therefore impact investing is something that is very close and central to the work that we do. And we thrive on collaborations. So in actual fact, the Africa Impact Investment Group, the Global Steering Group, are very close collaborators with ANDE. And given that the Impact Summit was here this time in Kenya, our chapter, naturally gravitates towards organizing and even participating. But even so, being able to bring together resourcing that will be able to help our ecosystem. So Monday, Tuesday, we're working with UNDP for the ESG training. A couple of years we were able to attend that. Then through this, we've been able to bring that session on the design of BDS support programs and technical assistance that we're talking about, as well as launching our Africa Climate and Environment Working Group, which is now open to non-members.
Okay.
With a particular privilege that ANDE has, being that we have access to COPs, we want to be able to cascade that knowledge, cascade that access, from global to local and vice versa, bringing the African voice, localizing the help that comes, but also educating the global people on what really is happening on the ground, how well can we design mechanisms, innovations to support the people at the grassroots.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you came here with certain expectations. Did the summit live up to your expectations? And what are maybe your key takeaway from your participation this year's summit?
To be honest, I didn't come particularly with specific expectations. I came up with a very open mind, willing to see who's in the room, who's learning, who's here, what are we actually doing. And I'm very happy to say that I have been able to see the value chain of support from DFIs, from donors, from investors, cascading down to little funds, cascading down to ESOs, and the cross-pollination of learning that we have seen. In a time where green financing is a big deal in this continent, but not quite figured out. We have seen avenues throughout this couple of days on how we can be able to capacity build our ESOs, capacity build our SGBs, and drive better tickets, design better mechanisms for investment into our portfolios, but even collaborate even more and see how we can be able to work across the regions within the continent, but even other continents. So that south-to-south collaboration has been highlighted quite a bit. And also, how do we enhance access to markets across the region, right? As a first investor, how do we ensure that we are building our businesses for scalability and for sustainability, and not for them to be stuck on resourcing that is not sustainable and responsible way. So I have met amazing partners. I have learned quite a bit, and I look forward to seeing, because now there's momentum, right? Yeah. This is the second one. There's going to be a third one next year in Nigeria. Here we're going to Mauritius or something like that after that. and it's amazing to even see the vision that has been put out by the African Investment Group and how serious this is. To be able to see people from all over the continent in one room and sharing the same problem, sharing, even sometimes having the same practices but very localized in a way that we can learn from each other has been fulfilling. And for me, what I'm taking away is we have had a lot today, especially how we can design our programming to support our ESOs, to bring in those international practices, but also to be able to teach our international members and partners how they can actually support better our grassroots. And that's what we're taking with us. We'll be able to design better programs for ESOs and be able to provide better linkages and connections going forward.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So if I'm an ESO in Dar es Salaam or a company based in Lusaka looking for business development services, how can I reach out to you?
Absolutely. So in INFO at aspeninstitute.org will work for us. But our website is ANDE Global, ANDE global.org. You will find all the resources there, you'll find all the chapters there, you'll find access to information. And the best thing I would say, sign up for our newsletters at the bottom of the website page. That way you keep informed. Follow us on LinkedIn. There'll be Aspen Institute, or rather Aspen Network of Development Entrepreneurs itself, and then the West Africa chapter, the East Africa chapter, and a lot of information comes through that. And we'll be able to support, connect with us, DM us, send us information, and we'll be able to support you to amplify the work that you're doing, to showcase the work that you're doing, to see what support we can get you, because we're here to really make sure that pollination works.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, it's been a real pleasure to connect with you today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. All right.
You're welcome. Great. That's a wrap.